Good morning and Merry Christmas Eve. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 450. I should have worn my Christmas sweater. I bought a Christmas sweater just for Club 400 Christmas party. What 2 weeks ago. So, what's up, Brad? Brad is with us this morning. 30 minutes late. I'm on holiday time. I decided last night. I put in a lot of hours yesterday, and um, was working into the night and decided I'm just going to treat tomorrow like a holiday. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Slept in a little bit. I do have shipping to do, but I'm going to lay off the listing. Ended up doing another 250-ish, 250, 270 items into the eBay store yesterday, focused on football. And then laid on the couch last night and listed another 20 or so, just random baseball, newer stuff. So I decided that today, I saw Jenny's probably going to miss the live stream this morning because she's going to beat the holiday crowds. I am a glutton for punishment. So my wife just texts me a list of here's what I want. I click, I buy, it comes sometimes on time, sometimes not. I have one where the company created the shipping label over a week ago. I think 1 week ago, and they haven't submitted it to the post office. So I'll wait till today's Friday, so I have to wait till Monday and say, hey, what's going on with this package? So today Ken made it for one. Yeah, I'm late. I decided to sleep in. It's a holiday for me. So so that's what. So I have some stuff I have to pick up, like stocking stuffers, a gift card for my mom for her stocking. Mike Summer is in the house. What's up, Mike? So I'm gonna hit some stores this morning. I put it off all week. Like, I'll do it today. I don't want to wait till Friday. I don't want to wait till Christmas Eve because every male in the city is going to be out shopping. And guess what I do? I wait until Christmas Eve. And my mom will be coming in later today. So I've last year my mom had already showed up. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Christmas Eve, and my wife goes, "Did you get any stocking stuffers?" And I'm like, "Oh shoot!" So there went. Sorry, Mom. I've got to go. I've got to go shopping at 4 p.m. on Christmas Eve. And I, like a deer in headlights, walking through Target, walking through Walmart. Like, what in the hell am I going to put in this stocking? My wife doesn't give me any ideas. Yesterday, say I need to get stocking stuffers tomorrow. What do you want? Oh, I don't need anything. So, which, hey, I can't blame her because I say the same. What do you want for Christmas? I don't need anything. I don't want anything. Well, what do you need for your business? I don't need anything. I don't want anything. And then one, she's in. I took over her office, and then she created a new one upstairs. She's into my office, and I've got this office chair that I leaned back too far. You know when you lean back too far in an office chair and like you break a screw and then you fall backwards. So that happened a while ago, like when I was working from home at my old job. But it's like, yeah, it works. Like, it's a chair. I can still sit in it. As long as I don't lean back, I won't break my neck. So I leaned back, not thinking, and she's like, "Do you need a new office chair?" I'm like, "Hey, that's something that I could use for Christmas, a new office chair." So yeah. So Ken says, "I'm so intrigued to see sales tomorrow after how Thanksgiving went." Yeah, my week has been really up and down, and it usually varies by the week, and I think I probably watch it more. I watch my sales closer than what I did, prior to doing this full time. And it used to kind of vary from what I observed. It varied week by week. Whereas now it seems to vary day by day, where I'll be like on cloud nine, have a great day of sales, and then the next day just absolutely sucks. And this week is actually when I go and I look at the numbers, they're steady. So what happens is I get a ton of overnight sales. But yesterday I crushed. Yesterday I had my best day, December 23rd. I had my best day in probably 6 weeks. Uh, Definitely the best day in the last 30 days as I'm looking at the 30-day sales numbers. But I absolutely crushed it yesterday. And off to a good start with some early morning sales today. So I like that. And Ken, what I like about the potential of Christmas Day sales is that by Christmas night, I think it's going to be the opposite. So so Thanksgiving, and I think Ken, you and I, our sales on eBay were very similar in as far as the times that people bought. Where Thanksgiving Day, all of my sales were morning, and then by early afternoon, they just petered out, and then just kind of trickled the rest of the day into the night. I think it's going to be the opposite for Christmas because look at the family dynamic on the two holidays. Thanksgiving, usually in the morning, you're not doing not doing anything unless you're actually cooking. So you sleep in, you're on your phone, you're on the couch watching the parade or watching whatever's on NFL, and then you either have an early afternoon meal or an evening meal. So usually on Thanksgiving, your family time, your time away from the phone, is in the afternoon, evening. Whereas Christmas, it's the opposite. Especially if you have kids, you're probably up super early, and you're having breakfast, opening Christmas presents, probably have a daytime meal, and then the afternoon, you're just on the couch watching Christmas movies or the NBA, and then Christmas afternoon, Christmas night, that's your phone time. That's where you're just kind of, family time's slowing down or whatever, and that. So I think, and also on top of that, there's going to be a lot of eBay gift cards and Christmas stockings. So you open your presents, you get your stuff. I've got that eBay gift card burning a hole in my pocket. And after your meal, hey, I'm going to go spend my eBay gift card, and Christmas night sales pick up. So what's up, Dan? Dan, you're not late. I'm late. I didn't start my stream until I was 30 minutes late for my stream. So Dan's, I'm sure George is sound asleep, but a good time. Dan's still awake, and Ken is up. So we got you both in the room at the same time. How about that? Trying to get into the mood with some Christmas music. There you go. Christmas season is a weird time for me as far as the mood goes, because like November 1st, like October, I'm watching horror movies, Halloween, Friday the 13th. I love those type of movies in the month of October. After Halloween, November 1st, boom, throw on the Hallmark movie channel. I'm watching Christmas movies. November 1st, I'm listening to Christmas music, really getting into it. I feel holiday season, Thanksgiving weekend is the most holiday season time period of the 2 months. And then like the first week of December, you're in the spirit. And then all of a sudden I think it might be just overkill, Christmas music and movie overkill by the middle of December. It's just like, geez, just get here already, right? And then like December 23rd, I felt more in the mood yesterday than I had in the previous week or two, because I kind of stopped watching. I'd watch something here and there, and so Ken's still bent about the guy yesterday that paid for 4 items separately. Yeah, those suck, especially when they're like $1 or $2 items, because you get hit with that 30-cent transaction fee on each item. And that was my fear going into eBay managed payments was, I had the micro payments with PayPal before, and that limited that transaction fee. That transaction fee was only 5 cents. Now you paid a higher percent. You paid 5% at the time on micro payments, but your transaction fee was only a nickel. So it paid off on all of those small transactions, but I made some big sales, sold a case of like Heritage Miners, my top 2018 Topps Update case, which I sold early, but I still made good money on the flip. And I'm getting, hit with a 5% fee as opposed to the 2.9% at the time. So that was my fear going into managed payments. And I wish there was a way, and this may be something that if like I've been involved in like kind of like a, I don't even know what you would call it, like a not a market study, but like I was on a Zoom call about, it was during COVID, an eBay Zoom call where it was just me and a person from eBay. And it was basically a survey. And then you get like, I got like an $80 gift card for doing like an hour Zoom call talking about, and it was about the help menu. And then I used like the last, it was like, is there anything that you want to, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've got a list. And I think that's going to be, if I get invited again, that's going to be something I want to talk about is how can we make it more efficient, not only for us on the selling side, but for buyers. It's difficult to add to cart. Sometimes I can't. I've tried to like add multiple items from an eBay store, from somebody else's eBay store to buy, like in whether it's for combined shipping or just so I don't have to make multiple payments. So we can go more in depth with that another time. Let's see. I definitely feel the post Christmas blah. I love November, December, and then it's over. Absolutely. And at least you're in Texas where it's a little warmer. Because here in Wisconsin, it's like Christmas, New Year's, and then we have 4 months, 4 more months of winter. And that's why I can't wait for spring. Please get the lockout over with. I know it's not going to be resolved here in the next couple of weeks, but at least after New Year's, get that damn lockout over with so I can book my flight and hotel in Arizona and get out of the Midwest winter. Dan is meeting with some foreign friends tomorrow for dinner. Sorry about the caps. Ken says, but at least next week there are new seasons of Letterkenny. Oh yeah, Cobra Kai. I forgot the new season of Cobra Kai. I'm stoked about that. I have the same feeling on Christmas night that I do on Sunday night, knowing the weekend holiday season is over. Yeah, it's like it's a bummer. And when I was in radio, it was much different because I didn't have that feeling that it was over, because usually the day after, usually Christmas week, we had holiday Christmas tournaments for high school basketball that I was broadcasting. And in Macomb, we had a big one at Western on the college floor, and it was a 3-day tournament. And it usually started either the day after Christmas or the 27th, depending on how the calendar fell. So I would like get back to, it was like usually Christmas night. I would spend Christmas Day with my parents and family back home. And then Christmas night, I would always drive back to my home because I had to get prepared for just 3 full days of broadcasting high school basketball. So it like went right in. So I didn't really have, and then, the tournament ended, and then you had New Year's and you're partying, and then you just kind of slid into the new year. So I didn't have that, but now it's definitive Christmas night and it's over. But at least Christmas falls on a weekend. I like when Christmas falls on a weekend because you kind of have that, especially around this time in my former job. This was like the worst 2 weeks of the year. It was like, in a lot of times, and this was a double-edged sword, because I would take the first couple years, I would take my vacation between Christmas and New Year's because I could butt up against those holidays, get an extra couple days. So my wife and I could go, spend a week in Florida, go to Key West. But everything's way more expensive the week between Christmas and New Year's. So, a $200 hotel is now $800 in Key West. So that was the issue. That was the problem with my job was, well, I don't have anything. I'm not losing any money because nobody, a lot of manufacturing facilities are closed that week. So I'll just take my vacation this week. Well, now you're going to pay 4X for your hotels and all that stuff. Let's see, 61 already in Texas. We actually had a warm up. It was really cold for a couple days, and then it warmed up quite nice. And when I say quite nicely, I mean it almost hit 40. which is warm now. It's 39 degrees right now. Wow. That's like 39 degrees December 24th in Wisconsin feels like 61 in Texas. And we're heading toward a high of 48. 48, that's dog walking weather. So I'll get to take the dog for a walk. She'll enjoy that. 78 down there in the Dallas area, usually golfing this time of year, but my dang foot. 35 in Korea. Andrew, good morning. What's up, Andrew? Merry Christmas to you. Good morning, Ed. What's happening? Let's see. So I just wanted to share some Christmas memories. The thumbnail, snowing in Rhode Island. I would like snow this week. I like snow around the holidays, around Christmas. And then in January, it's like, okay, I'll take it for a few weeks in January. And then it's like, let's get winter over with. I'm done with it. We've only had 1 inch to this day, 1 inch of snow in Wisconsin, December 24th, the entire 2021 winter from October 1st to now, 1 inch of snowfall. And I've talked about this before. 2 years ago, 2019, we had 10 inches in the month of October. We had an 8-inch blizzard on Halloween. So I'll take it. I haven't. In fact, I need to get salt or snow melt. It's not salt. It's an environmentally friendly snow melt, I think is what it's called, because it doesn't ruin your concrete and it's not harmful to pets. A very warm in East Central Illinois this morning. A nice little warm front moving in. So, but I'll take snow. Like, I'll take snow on December 24th. I would prefer it actually. Although I'm not going to sneeze at 48 degrees on Christmas Eve. Dan says, I'm sure you'll get some in January. Oh yeah, I'm in for it. I'm in for it. The more I talk about it, it's like every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Every time I mention we've only had 1 inch of snow to this date, that's another inch that we're going to get in like April. So that's what's going to happen. So the thumbnail, Christmas edition of Hobby Evolution, episode 450. Can you believe that? 450 episodes, Christmas 2021. The thumbnail that I use is actually, it's really me. That is a photo of my cousin Michelle and I, probably Christmas 85. I'm based on the picture. I'm assuming I'm about 3 years old. I'm holding my ET stocking, which was only 3 years old. I think I still have that ET stocking. So my mom used that ET. So ET, the movie, came out in 1982. And I think it actually came out around Christmas 82. I was born June 1982, and that was my first stocking. So Christmas 82, I had the ET stocking. I'm not sure what you put in a 6 months old stocking for Christmas, but had it in 1982. And then like every year it was ET. And I mean, ET is a timeless classic, so you just keep using it. My mom still used it into junior high, into high school. But it's ET. It's cool. It's not like it's a little like baby show. It's ET. It's a great, like I'm 40, almost 40. God, I'm aging myself. I'm not 40. I'm 39. I'm 39 and ET's still cool. So my mom used ET until like, I think once I got married, that's like, it was like, sorry, ET's gone. Like, like that's the end of an era. So then my mom like, here, I would say she gifted it to me. Like, here, ET is your stocking. Throw it in a tub somewhere in your basement. So like 5 years ago, mom gave just here, take it, put it in your Christmas stuff. So I think it's in a box somewhere in my storage area. So I'm holding the ET stocking. I'm also like wearing, and I think this photo it was like, a photo of a photo, and then it's just like been saved multiple times, so it's kind of grainy. It's also from 1985. So, I mean, you got the tube TV, and what I like about tube TVs is sometimes you can see, and it looks like kind of, if I zoom in, if I zoom just a little bit, kind of looks like Santa Claus is on the TV. I have some like birthday photos from like 1984 where you can see a baseball game, and it's a Cubs Expos game. It was my birthday, my second birthday, 1984. So I'm wearing my dad's cowboy boots. My dad was in a phase in the 80s, and I think every dad probably wore cowboy boots in the 80s. It was just a thing. So I'm wearing my dad's cowboy boots, like white jeans, and like a blue sweater. My cousin Michelle I'm pretty sure she's wearing long underwear, pants, in my mom's high heels. And then we've got the Christmas tree in the background. The funny thing is about this photo, and I'm talking about the thumbnail on this YouTube video, where the Christmas tree is in the corner. A friend of mine who I went to high school with, him and his wife bought this house, and it was a very small house. It was the first house I grew up in, and then my dad was building a new house. So we moved out later in life. Friend that I went to high school with bought the house, and then he added on because it was a very small house. He posted like a photo on Facebook of like he redid the living room and put in a fireplace, and it was the corner where this Christmas tree is. There's like a fireplace. It's like all fancy, and I'm like, wow. So I ran into him when I was home this summer, and we were at the bar. It was our annual town celebration, and I'm like, Dan, you've got to look at this. So I saw your photo of your remodel of the living room. This photo is from 1984, and that Christmas tree is in the corner of where your fireplace is now. So that was really cool. I showed I'm like, look at this. Look at the difference between when I was there when I was 3 years old or 4 years old, and what Dan did for his remodel. Let's see. Where are we at in the chat? Did you phone home? Dan will tomorrow night. So that's the thumbnail. I just wanted to share some of my like Christmases past, and when it pertains to the hobby. And I haven't, like, I'm thinking back, and the hobby, baseball cards, football cards, basketball cards have always been like at least in the periphery for me. Whether I'm, like now it's as boom in your face as it gets. But there's been times where it's like, I don't do cards, but my mom always put cards in my stocking, no matter if I collected or not. And it kind of like, it would always feed my, and I'd open them. I didn't know what the hell was in them, because I wasn't following the card market or the hobby. But I always had cards. And so cards were never really the forefront of Christmas for me. One year it was. And I don't even remember the first. And I've talked about this. The first pack of cards I opened was in 1988. 88 Topps football, and then 88 Donruss baseball. But I don't remember getting cards under the tree or in my stocking. I'm sure I did in like 89 or 90. I'm sure I did. Because by 89, that's when I was like really collecting. And 90 for sure. Like I know there was cards of something under my tree in 1990, because I was like hardcore hobby in 1990. I was 8 years old, and that was number one. But then in 91, and I know 1991 is the first time I remember cards being, under the tree. That was my first hobby box. 1991 Upper Deck football. I did in a break. If you go into my channel, type in 91 Upper Deck. It was 91 Upper Deck football, Darrell Green fastest card, holograms. It was just, it was awesome. And that's the Christmas that like I remember the most, because I got the 91 Upper Deck football wax box. I got Home Alone on VHS tape. I got a cassette tape of Metallica's Black Album. What else did I get in 91? Oh, and Tecmo Super Bowl cartridge for Nintendo. So that today, like I was 9 years old. Like if I had all that stuff under my Christmas day, 20 years later, oh wait, no, it's been 30 years. Shit. 30 years later, like, wow, Even though I can watch Home Alone like on replay on several channels still, like VHS, that'd be cool. Even though I have a VCR, but I don't think I have a TV that it works with. Metallica Black Album. Yeah, you can fire it up on Spotify, but hey, you got a cassette tape. Now I don't have a cassette tape player, that's for sure. A 91 Upper Deck hobby box, Tecmo Super. You'd have to give me an NES. You'd have to give me the system. I don't have a Nintendo either. So, but what a Christmas that would be. From that point on, it was just kind of random packs in my stocking. Was, you know, in the 90s it was, and I shared I think it was Best Buy, a Best Buy ad from 1995. I'll dig through the archives and find something else. We'll go back into the 80s again. I shared something from the 80s last week. I showed 95, and that was right in the height of my like gaming. And I was never a gamer, so I think most of the people in the chat right now are probably similar age, right around my age. So I'm 39, going to be 40. So grew up on Nintendo. Like Atari was a little before my time. Like I remember Ataris being around, but I was like too young to know how to play. But Nintendo was like what I grew up on. And then it just kind of, you know, by the time I got into like middle school, junior high, it was Sega, and then PlayStations and Nintendo 64s got really popular, like high school, early high school. So, but we were never gamers. Like, I don't know anybody else in the chat. Were you gamer? Like we play, and my friends, we would have like, you know, and actually in high school, we would have Tecmo Super Bowl tournaments in high school, even though we had like PlayStations by that point. But we were never like, we would play like Madden on Sega, or, you know, what else do we play for PlayStation? Gran Turismo. We would play, like me and my buddy Chuck, we would play Gran Turismo a lot, but we never really like, we weren't like gamers. We just played it for fun. Like wrestling, like I was big into wrestling in that time period. So I had like WWF Royal Rumble on Sega Genesis. So we would just fool around for, you know, a couple hours, and then we'd go off and do other things. Sometimes we would play, like I remember my younger years, we would play like Blades of Steel, Excite Bike, Mario. We would play like into the early morning hours, but I never really considered it gaming. The first time I really like gaming was even like introduced to me, I had some friends who had a little brother who was like 4 years younger than us, and he was like a gamer. And this is probably in like Super Nintendo era, and he would play like all day, all night, like I completed this, and he would like complete games. Like me and my friends were like into sports games where, yeah, we would fool around with a season and be like the general manager in Madden and do trade, but we never like, yeah, we do a season just like fooling around, but we never like played like Doom was a game I remember, but we would never like play to like win, like conquer the game. I think that was, my brother conquered another game, and it was like, what the hell does that mean? So we were never like gamers, but I always had a gaming system, Nintendo and a Sega, NBA Jam, and then so Nintendo. I think my mom just bought me a Nintendo. I had begged for probably 2 years before I got it. I lived in a small town. We didn't have a lot of money, so we were kind of, you know, I was always kind of like late to the game. I was not an early adopter when it came to video games and all that stuff. So I was always like a year or two behind. So I got my Nintendo. I think I was in second grade. So that would have been, I don't know, how old are you in second grade? Early 90s, probably 1990. Got my Nintendo. And then my Sega, I think I probably got 95. My friend Luke had a Sega before me, and when NBA Jam came out, I remember looking at Electronic Gaming Monthly, and like the full page ad for NBA Jam like blew my socks off. Like, wow, this game looks amazing. And it like to this day, it still is. And then when I was in high school, I bought a PlayStation on my own dime. By this time I might have already had my job at the grocery store. But I had a paper route like all through junior high, and then like my freshman year of high school, I had a paper route, and then I started working at the grocery store. So I had like disposable income, and so I remember buying a Sony PlayStation. I think I was 16, so I was probably sophomore, junior in high school. So that's kind of my gaming history. Let's see. Dan says I always had oranges, gold coin chocolates, and walnuts in my stocking with some knick-knack toys. I think Brad thinks he's the old man in the group. Dan played Atari and television before Nintendo. See, I remember my babysitter had kids that were older than me, that were like 10 years older than me. So they had the Atari. Like that's where I first saw the Atari. But I don't like remember. I remember watching them, like very vaguely remember watching them play, and like it was always like I can't. It was like under the couch or something. Like they put it under the couch, and then when they played it, they would bring it out of the box. Because I think by that time they may have been out of high. They might have been in college by then. I can't remember. But I never really played Atari. A friend of mine, he also had an older brother who was that Atari age range, and we had a birthday party at his, and like let's get out. Even though we had Nintendo and maybe Sega by that point, but we definitely had Nintendo. It's like let's break out the Atari, and it's like this sucks. This is terrible. Brad could play Madden for 6 to 8 hours still today. I wouldn't know what to do. I haven't had a gaming system in at least 10 years. I did buy probably 10 years ago. I think I was maybe 12 years ago. We had a real bad storm system, snowstorm, move in around this time, like the week before Christmas. So like all of my like night activities were canceled, like broadcasting high school basketball. So I didn't have anything to do. And that was like all I did at that time was broadcast basketball, take notes. So I had like a week, and it's like, so I ordered I bought like a knockoff Nintendo system for like $20, where it plays the cartridge just like a regular Nintendo would. And then we had like a record shop downtown. And they had old Nintendo games for like $2 or $3. So they didn't have Tecmo Super Bowl, which is what I wanted. I went on eBay and they were like $30, and this was 12 years ago. So I think I ended up getting Double Dribble, and I can't remember the other game, like 2 games. Might have been Contra, which is an awesome game. But that's like the last game, and I had an Xbox around probably 15 years ago, and that's the last one. Brad started playing on a Gorf, on a Commodore VIC-20. I don't even know what that is. Brad was born early 70s, a few years older than Dan. You have to watch 8-Bit. Yes, I did watch it a couple weeks ago. I did fall asleep, but I fall asleep through movies. No matter how good or bad a movie is, I can fall asleep to a movie. But yes, it's 8-Bit is a great movie. Let's see. Now I feel old. Don't feel bad. 1983 here. I'll never understand video game addiction. I don't either. I think Ken, we were in a different world. I think we grew up in that, like, in that short time period where it just didn't appeal to us. Where, like, I think if we were a couple years younger, a few years younger, I think that's where it really caught on. So I think like kids that are now 35, 36, were more prone to, because I when we were growing up, we had Nintendo, and it's like Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, you could beat that game, fairly easily. And some games like just weren't like, you didn't really play to beat them. You just played for fun. Like we just played for fun. We didn't really play. And now today it's like somebody and I shared, and I think it was, I don't remember what I shared, but somebody's, it was a photo of, I think it was Nintendo games. What's up, Zach? Good morning, Henry. I think it was Nintendo games, and they were like $50 back 30 years ago. And it's like, holy crap. And it's like, that's how much games are now. And I had no idea about this, but somebody who is into games says, yeah, they're $50, but then you have to end up spending $200 to $250 to purchase all of the add-ons, which I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I've never played online. Like my video gaming predates internet gaming, where you've got like the headsets and the chair. Like, that's all foreign to me. Like, I don't know anything about the online scene. I don't know add-ons. Like, when I was playing video games, it was you buy a game and you just play it and you can beat it and go on to the next one. So even as a kid, I'd rather do card stuff. I was kind of in the same thing. Like, I played, I'd play for an hour or two, but I also have like kind of an ADD thing where it's like I can do a thing for an hour and then, I've got to kind of bounce back. Like, even like what I'm doing now, selling cards, like after an hour of shipping, it's like, okay, I need to do something different. And then I'll go list cards for an hour. And it's like, okay, I've been sitting at the computer. Now I need to go back and I need to do more shipping. And I've actually settled into a good routine, but I have that same complex. Whereas I was a kid, I'd play a video game for an hour. It's like, okay, I'm going to go look at my baseball cards. I'm going to sort them in a different way, or I'm going to read a Beckett. So yeah, I was kind of the same way. Ken, I've known 3 marriages that ended in part because of video games. Wow. See, that's completely unknown territory. Like, my marriage might end if I bought a video game system. If I brought home a video, my wife would be like, what in the hell are you doing with a PlayStation 5 or whatever the new thing is? Like, oh no, you're not. That's kind of the reaction I would get. Oh no, you're not. But I have no desire. Like, I have zero desire. Like, every once in a while, I'll get an itch to play NBA Jam or Tecmo Super Bowl. But it's like when that itch, like, I'll scratch it. And fortunately, I have a friend that lives around the corner. He has one of those stand-up arcades that, like, every arcade game is on there. So if I want to scratch my itch, I'm like, hey, Jeremy, I want to come over and play NBA Jam or Street Fighter. And it's like, okay, I'm good. I'm good for another 6 months or a year. I don't need to play video games. Brad can easily fall 8 to 10 hours into Madden. Wow. See, I could not do that. Porter says, hi, what's up, Porter? Merry Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas. I will not go live tomorrow. But I will go live at some point Sunday morning. He opened a gift this morning, 2021 Topps 10, adding them to TCDB. Very cool. I don't think Herman is in the chat, but Herman, and I did message him. I got a package from Herman. I didn't check my mailbox for about 2 weeks because, and I've complained about the parking lot at my local post office several times, and I would pull in and usually, like, most of the packages I send, I can just put in the blue boxes. There's been a couple things that were in like a box, so I couldn't put them in there. I'd have to actually drop them off at the counter. So then I have to drive around the block and wait for an opening and like illegally park for 2 minutes. But it's like, I'm not going to check my mailbox because I'm not going to wait in line. And like, it's a small post office, smallish. So like the line wraps around and like where the bank of post office boxes are, like the line wraps around. So it's like, excuse me. I'd have to excuse me to like 7 different people just to walk to my mailbox. And then there's people blocking the exit door. So then you're exiting through the entrance. It's a madhouse. And I hate it. Like, I hate people in crowds. I don't hate people, but I hate crowds of people. So I just avoid them. That's probably why I procrastinate doing my shopping. And then it bites me in the rear, because then I have to go to the stores on Christmas Eve where everybody else is doing the same thing I am, when I could have just did this 2 weeks ago and avoided all that. That's on me. So anyway, I checked my post office box for the first time in like 2 weeks. not expecting anything to be in there because I'm not trading. And there were 3 boxes in there. And I think I did expect one package. Herman sent me something, was not expecting that. So thank you, Herman. I have not opened them up. I still need to count the binder I got from Kurt that I showed off on Monday. I need to count those up. I'm going to leave them in the binder because it was such a cool, like thoughtful gift of Cubs cards. Curated, like a curated binder, like so cool. So I'm going to count those cards up and then add those to the count. And then I've got 3 packages that I need to add up as well. So probably do that Christmas. I'm opening up presents on Christmas, so I might as well open up some Cubs presents. Let's see. Henry, I don't need another system to collect dust. My Atari likes to fry the power supply. Yeah, it's just a dust collector. My wife and I have talked about getting a system, but we okay together. Things like Mario Kart. Oh, we play together. Yeah. So do they not offer informed delivery on PO boxes? I'm sure they do. I'm just not. Informed delivery doesn't do it for me. It's just kind of like when I am like expecting a package, it's usually tracked. Like something that I'm really like, if it's like a hobby box that I ordered from Tops or Blowout, it's going to have the tracking. Anything else, it's like, yeah, okay. I like the surprise. I like surprises. So, informed delivery, it's like, yeah, not interested. Favorite Christmas movie or song? Favorite Christmas movie, I'm going to say, and usually it's like 1A and 1B, but I'm going to give a slight nod. And I think it's just basically because I'm getting older. And it's, you can relate to it more, is Christmas Vacation. And it's always been like 1A or 1B with Home Alone. Home Alone, classic. But I'm going to give the nod. If I have to name just one, it's going to be Christmas Vacation. And I can watch it a dozen times at least. I've probably already watched it 8 times this holiday season. I'll probably watch it. Asking Bo to pick a favorite, right? But Ken, I am naming a favorite. Sole favorite Christmas movie, Christmas Vacation. Now, I will. So that's number 1. Number 2, Home Alone. And then after that, let's see. Office Christmas Party is climbing the ranks. It's definitely a top 5. The Night Before is up there. Probably not a top 5, but it's definitely in my top 10. Elf is probably a top 5 for me. It's a Wonderful Life is up there, and that's one that I watch like once a year. Like I'll watch it. It's usually only on once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year. It's on minimally. I love and I love Hallmark Christmas movies, and they're all basically the same. But I do like the Candace Cameron Bure Switched at Christmas or whatever that is. That might be inching toward the top 5. I really like that one. Dan says The Night Before, never seen it. The Night Before is with kid from Third Rock from the Sun. What's his name? Can't remember. Who else is in that? I think Seth Rogen is in that. It came out about 4 or 5 years. Holy crap! It came out 6 years ago. My wife and I went and watched it at the theater, and we also watched Office Christmas Party at the theater. Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen are the 2 bigger names in that. So it came out in 2015. Great movie. There was one scene in particular where I was like in tears at the movie theater. It's a good one. So basically the premise is these 3 guys who are now in like their 30s. They go out like on the night before Christmas every year and just party, but now they've got families. So this is like their last hurrah. This is their last night before Christmas party. And then they get into all kinds of crazy shenanigans, as you would expect. So that's a good one. Four Christmases climbs yearly for me. That's one that it's on, but I don't really I don't really watch that one that much. So yeah, so those would probably The Night They Saved Christmas, Paul Williams and Jaclyn Smith. I don't think I've seen that one. The Night They Saved. I'll have to look. The Night They Saved Christmas. The Night They Saved 1984. Let's see. Jaclyn Smith, Art Carney. I'll have to look into that. Is it streaming? Oh, it's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, maybe I'll throw that on tonight. So favorite Christmas song. Now that's something, Ken, I'm going to have like 10 favorites. Man, favorite Christmas song? I don't know. I'm a sucker for Mariah Carey's, and I'll belt that out. There's actually a Christmas song that just came out that I really like. And I think it's with the lady, the girl, the woman from that one movie. The woman in that one movie. The acapella, Pitch Perfect. And I think, is it Snoop Dogg? Snoop Dogg Christmas song. I think it's Snoop. Oh man, Snoop Dogg has a lot of Christmas songs. He's got a Pimp's Christmas song. He's got a Doggy Dog Christmas, Christmas in the Hood, Funky Christmas, Anna Kendrick, Anna Kendrick Christmas song. It's Perfect 2, Snoop Dogg, Anna Kendrick. Yeah. Winter Wonderland, Here Comes Santa. So I like that one. Come on, man. Die Hard. Die Hard, I guess it's a Christmas movie. I don't get the debate. It's a good movie, but it's not what I would consider a traditional Christmas movie. You know what? Gremlins is a Christmas movie. If Die Hard is a Christmas movie, so is Gremlins. Even though it's Christmas Eve, I'll be posting the Vintage Football thread on Twitter tonight. So check that out. Beans Ballcard blog on Twitter. Talking Christmas songs one night. I could never really pick just one. There you go, Ken. There we are. We're in the same boat. Yeah, I can't pick just one. I like them all. Like there's very few. I'm going to click on Dan's link here. Oh shoot, I can't. Let's see. Can I open in another tab? There we go. That link didn't work for me for some reason. Not a traditional Christmas movie, but I remember going to see it with my dad on Christmas. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, so that's what I had for today. Just wanted to share some Christmas memories. Hope you have an enjoyable Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Again, I will not be live tomorrow, but I will be live on Sunday morning. And just Jingle All the Way. That's a good one. Jingle All the Way is a good one. That's a top 10 for me. That's a top 10 for me. It doesn't make my 5, but Jingle All the Way makes my top 10. I do really like that movie. Let's see. Merry Christmas to you, Dan. Merry Christmas to everyone. So I'll go live Sunday morning at some point. I'm not sure when. Sometime in the morning. So I'll recap, and then next week, Monday through Friday. Today's Friday, so New Year's Eve is a Friday. So next week will be the same, 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. And I'm not sure about next weekend because we are going out of town for New Year's Eve. But I think so. I probably probably won't go live Saturday morning because we'll be out of town, and then I'll go live next Sunday morning. So again, Merry Christmas, have a great holiday, and we will chat again on Sunday.